So yeah, welcome to the review show with a guy with a wonky headset. Hi, I'm back for another review. We got you Jack Avarice issue 2. Na and this one was actually alright. So at the end of the last episode issue, Jack was in a bar. The fox came in, gave him a gun, and he was told he told to get in a helicopter this issue, but he was like in the middle of a fight, like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Oh, so beginning of this issue, we have got a pen in my hand. So beginning of this issue, this guy, they're still in the bar, and this helicopter comes and rips the head off the roof off of the bar and takes Jack out. And Jack meets a woman called Sam Kind, who is part of the Couriers, and the Couriers are a group of super spies. Now she takes him to meet their boss in some mansion in the middle of nowhere, and he tells him that the fox was the best of the best, and he was also your brother. Who knew? So he's like, I didn't know I had a brother. Blah 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 blah. And you're the only one who continue his mission. So they're going with that storyline, and I was like, okay. So how did he not know that his father was his father? Yeah, his father was a super spy as well, and his brother's a super spy. How did he not know that? So well, then again, they're super spies. So they basically say, right, you're going to be the next courier, and you are going to carry on this mission. And Sam Kind's feeling kind of scorned because she was next in line. So it's not bad. And there is a part where they're in that mansion scene where they see this big ID wall, and it says, "These are all the spies that are under our in our group," and there are so many cameos. Like, let me show you, because I saw it. I was just like, this comic is just gonna be like really referencing everything. Like, okay, yeah. Look. If you can see that, get in focus. But yeah, there is basically a wall of super spies, and if you can see, even though it's horribly out of focus, there are like loads of faces you recognize. There's like Inspector Gadget, Jacques Clouseau, Ethan Hunt. There's a couple of Bonds up there as well. So I'm like, okay, that's okay. And then there's a character in that same scene who's meant to be basically Q, and he looks exactly like Rowan Atkinson. I'm like, right. So I think this has been written by one guy. There's going to be like a lot more references than you would get than like I made this comparison last time with the art than you would with like a bigger name comic, which I don't mind, because I look at it like, I see that, and oh. But yeah, also the humor is taking a step up as well. There is a part where Sam and Jack have to go to India, to this casino to talk to this guy, and they've wired up Jack, and Jack's in the suit looking very Bond-esque and very suave, but still very like, oh, what am I doing here? So it's like, okay, Jack, don't mess this up. Everybody's counting on you. And he whispers to himself, especially that cute girl with the purple eyes. And she goes, you know, I can still hear you even if you whisper. So there's a lot of that kind of awkward buddy humor, which I quite enjoy and I find quite funny, because she doesn't really like him. He is kind of attracted to her. So there's that whole thing. And then another thing with the wires, like, he was trying to talk to this barmaid, saying, I need to find this gentleman, and Sam's just feeding him these lines, and he is just fluffing it badly. So it's like, I would like to meet you with the drink, and also meet and drink your face. I'm kind of like, oh, okay, that's a bit weird, but let's go with that. And that's not bad at all. Like, I like awkward humor. I like people that are just genuinely awkward. So I don't know. I find it really endearing when I read that. So that's definitely not a bad thing in my books. And then one last thing, this comic has style. Like, this comic knows what it's going after, for sure when it comes to art. Like there is a part where when they get to India, in fact, let me show you that. Like when it said "Welcome to India," there is a speech bubble done in that kind of Indian kind of style, like all the reds and the yellows and that kind of almost looking very. I don't know if it's Arabic is the right kind of writing for that, but that style and like I'm like, okay, and then you continue to go on down the line in the comic, and then there's a part where you see that this guy's telling a story about this skull that possessed one guy to kill your father, and your brother has now gone on to try and figure out what's going on with that. Like when you see all these guys, their names are done in a very specific, come on, focus for me, specific style of font, which is pretty cool. Like, I like that it's not trying to be so samey. It's trying to do something else. It's trying to do what it wants to do, and that's the whole fonting and speech bubble style and all that does make it feel more like itself. It doesn't have to have something else outside of it to latch on to and stay afloat. You know, it's doing its own things to make it say, oh, this is... Like, you read this comic book, it's not just another spy comic book. This is Jack Avarice, the Courier, you know? So I like that for surezies, and I'll definitely be reading... Well, again, definitely going to be reading it, because I have the rest of them here! So, yeah, that is that done, and that's another review for you! So, yeah, issue 3 coming again later this week, hopefully, if I don't get swamped with packing and moving and all that jazz. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't watched any of my older videos, go back and watch those. You're very welcome to. Like, subscribe, comment, and do all that, and stay a while if you feel so desired to. Otherwise, thank you guys for very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.